Ladies and gentlemen, can we rise as we welcome the Executive Chairman of Oredo Local Government to this event this wonderful afternoon. We want to welcome you, sir, the very distinguished and very wonderful Chairman of Oredo Government Council. While we are all standing, please, may we quickly take the national anthem. At the count of 3, 1, 2, 3, go. Thank you so much. While standing, may we quickly...
In the name of Jesus, we thank you and bless you for your goodness and your mercies over our lives. We thank you for your goodness from the beginning of the year till now. We thank you, O God, for how you've preserved us and our loved ones. We commit this gathering into your hands. We ask, Lord, that you take preeminence. In Jesus' name we have prayed.
Thank you. Please a round of applause for yourself, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, on behalf of the good people of Oredo and the Executive Council, we want to welcome you to this special Stakeholders Engagement and Citizens Interactive Session. May I especially recognize some wonderful individuals who have joined us here this afternoon. Please, we also invite some of you to join the Executive Chairman on the high table. May I especially recognize and invite to join the Chairman on the high table the Permanent Secretary and Head of Service, Oredo Local Government, Dr. O.O. Igbenige. Please a round of applause for him. If you are around, please kindly join the Chairman on the high table. May I also specially recognize the man who holds the mantle to so far the largest political party in the whole of Africa. He is holding the mantle and holding the helms of affairs at the level of Oredo Local Government. Ladies and gentlemen, with a round of applause, let's make welcome to the high table the Chairman, PDP, Oredo Local Government, Mr. Henshe Oshobaifo.
Thank you very much, Mr. Justus. Without much ado, I have the honor and privilege to recognize once again. I have the honor and privilege to introduce once again the #1 citizen of Oredo Government Council. The man who is in haste to achieve the realization of the new Oredo. The man who thinks through the day, through the night, to ensure that the new Oredo is achievable. Let us make welcome the Executive Chairman of Oredo Council, Dr. Tom Obaseki. We have the presence in our midst here, the supervisor in charge of Health and Environment, Honorable Olaye Raymond. You're welcome, sir. I also wish to recognize the presence of the Supervisory Councillor in charge of Investments and Agricultural Development, Honorable Mark Ida. You're welcome, sir. The Supervisor in charge of Youth, Sports and Social Development, Honorable Morgan Egowan, is also in our midst. You're welcome, sir. The Supervisor in charge of Education, Art, Culture, and Tourism, Honorable Jerry Osawa Omosefe. You are welcome, sir. We also wish to recognize the presence of Director of Administration and General Services, Oredo Government Council, Mrs. Ame Obo. You welcome, her. The Director of Environment is also in our midst this afternoon. You welcome, huh? Thank you very much. We also wish to let you know that in our midst this afternoon is the Director of Works, Oredo Government Council, Engineer Peter Asemota. Dr. Mary is the Primary Care Coordinator of Oredo Government Council. You are welcome. Mrs. Sandra Eweka is the Director of Agric. You're welcome, ma'am. Mrs. Otasuwe Grace is the Director of Water, Sanitation, and Hygiene. You are welcome. I want to specially recognize the Special Advisor to the Council, Mr. Osazev Michael Sakwe. You're welcome. God bless you. I want to recognize all party leaders here present. I want to recognize all the staff of Oredo Government Council. Today mark another new event. When you have a new man who has a thinking cap on his head, you begin to witness a lot of events. Some people will call it wonderful. Some people will call it wonder. Today we're having a very auspicious occasion, the interactive section between the executive chairman and the people of Oredo. And I'm sure it should be one event that we have not witnessed, if at all, for a very long time. Shall we put our hands together to Dr. Storm Obaseki? We are not going to bore you with a lot of speech because after this program, we have other programs that we are going to also have later in the day. The permanent secretary, as well as the head of local government administration, Oredo Government Council, Dr. O.O. Igbenige, just walking. Shall we put our hands together for him? At this junction, I have the honor and privilege to also take the mic to the chairman so that he can direct the traditional breaking of kola nut. The chairman, sir. I'll be so directed. Osage, please help us take the kola nut to the enoge.
You are very old. Anyone why above now? Eri married Dr. Sazer Obaseki. Owe Timaya fair and I will do Sima Cocovedena and I will have to go on. Ibrahim Mayarenia, Utima Notilia fair, Ogomaya Sima, Ogomani Maria Soa. If no man, no Duba, or have it to put the pop and Anoya Dolei. Maya Nrike to Yafe, Maya Lao, and Maripoyo Yuki. I would have made Yuki Gaka. Salopa no Yafiak Bene, nor you Tomen, not even Ayak Boyafe, nor Yene. Who will me and all and Nicole nowhere. If not Dauria Fenus Abanicania near Gesso Bo. Mwekbeniani ya de Baba Doleto yi. Baba Nika, nor yet in nor young one and no idea Buma Doleto na yi. Ni ma so yem ni ma go. Ima ya fe no roye ke ya fe no lelekia. Ya imi kwagbe. Ya igbe bo ya lelekia. Ebi no lelekia obe sekini aji. Uwe me am no lelekia ege sekini aji asan ege sekini afe. Ya hia maso ya hia ba ya hia me be. Ya hia me logo ye. E kana furu ya na ebe kana furu ya na mi ya. Ikme we ege dia hu fo ye. Ma ya fe kokpa kokko no ri mana. Wa ya ko hia gwe se ma. Hia we ni wa we kan se ma. Hia we ni wa bi aso wa. Wa igbe wo yu wa di mana. Nyino ma wa na se wa nyino ma wa na so wa eri nika ya fe no to wa kono pe ni na pon ma igbe no ma no yigo ma wa ya de wa do pase eru ni na eri ma wa ogiri gan to ba yo pon mo ti go ri e bi o ba ilo po epo ma kin ku no mo do ba to pe
while the traditional breaking of kola nut continue, I want to let you know that this interactive section today is being streamed live. Everybody in the whole wide world, they are watching whatever we are doing here today. You can see all the gadgets behind me. So, once more, shall we put our hands together for our executive chairman? At this junction, without wasting much time, we'll take the mic over to the number one citizen of Oredo Government Council, the executive chairman of our council, for his brief remark. Mr. Chairman, sir.
Anyway, we're double. Good afternoon, my fellow citizens and residents of Oredo. I want to start by appreciating everyone here this afternoon and to thank you for coming to this first of its kind event in the life of this administration. About 100 days ago, you gave us a mandate to provide leadership to Oredo, and I believe that it is only natural for us to get back to you and report back to say that in the last 3 months and some days, this is what we have been doing, and to also share with you some of our thoughts and also have a feel of what you think you deserve from Oredo. So today is more of listening to you and to also get the feedback from you, because we understand very well that the reason why we were elected was not just to answer the toga or the names or the titles, but to serve, to provide that leadership, to be transformational and bring total transformation to our area. So that's why we are here today. I want to welcome you for coming and to share with you some of those thoughts. The last 100 days or thereabouts have been very eventful, and today I can tell you that your local government is on the right path to progress. There are very fundamental things that one need to do, and without that, you can already make that kind of progress we're talking about. So it's just like building a house. You want to build a house, you must first of all have a land. You must clear the land. You must first of all survey the land, clear the land, get a building plan, start with your foundation, and if you don't follow that process, definitely you cannot build a house. So there are certain fundamental things that must be done, and I'm happy that we have started those processes. Our goal is just one, and that is what we have always shared with all of us. Our goal, the goal of this government that you have elected, is to internationalize Oredo. We want to internationalize Oredo. It may just sound to be just one simple goal, but what it tells us is that for us to internationalize Oredo, it means that when we are talking of cities, councils that are notable in the world, we should be talking about Oredo. Some of us may laugh over it, but if we look back to our history, we'll find out that the Benin Kingdom was already in existence by the 11th century. And Benin Kingdom had Oredo in it. And Benin Kingdom also had Benin City in it. It had already been in existence as at 11th century. The British Empire came in 600 years later. And most of the first documented reports of the Portuguese visitors suggest that they were coming to a place that was so beautiful, made up of people with great intellects, and the whole place was orderly and peaceful. That is the documented evidence of the very first Portuguese visitors to the Benin Kingdom. That suggests to you that we were many years ahead of development, but we need to take over that position. And that is what we are doing in Oredo, to internationalize Oredo. And there are some basic things you need to do. First of all, you must make yourself present globally, which we have done today. Oredo can communicate with the world, and the world can see Oredo because we have a functional website that provides the information about Oredo. Today, some of these things may sound simple and basic, but they are very important issues. Today, I cannot remember of any other local government administration that has official contact telephone numbers. But today, we have 2 functional telephone numbers that you can call as Oredo. But in other places, it's either the chairman telephone number or the secretary's telephone number that is the official telephone number. But today, you can call into Oredo, and somebody will answer you and respond to your request in Oredo. Further to that, we also have 2 dedicated lines. One is for emergency feedback, and one is for complaints. These are all telephone lines that are manned with trained care support officers to always respond to your needs in Oredo. I'm sure that the brochure that you have will show some of those numbers. And of course, once you visit the website, you also have such information there. Yes, these things may sound basic, but we needed to start from building the block one after the other. We have also gone beyond, we have also gone a step further to start the process of putting in place a very fundamental requirement of development, which are the legal and regulatory frameworks. If you don't have the right laws in place, you can never make progress. If you don't have the right frameworks to move, you can never make progress. So one of the things we did was to set up a committee to review all our laws. And today we have made a lot of progress. And I believe that in the new year, we will be sending so many bills to our legislative arms for review in terms of areas of procurement, which accounts for over 80% of the activities of any government, in terms of environmental sanitation, in the area of revenue administration, and of course, the area of the enforcement of sanity, discipline, and law and order within our local government. All these that we have initiated. Within this period, we have also looked at our bond markets, bond urban market and bond ECUSA market. We have also gone through the process of bidding and tendering, and I'm happy to announce to you that with the support of the state government, working with the local government, that by January 2024, the commencement, the reconstruction of the bond section of urban market and the rebuilding of a ECUSA market will start simultaneously. The two markets will commence. We are also looking at upgrading Oliha market. Oliha market is very, very key to the Benin's. We all know why it's very important to us, because it is the cultural hub of the Benin's. We are also reviewing Oliha market. The design is on, and we believe that within this year, 2024, we have the design and we'll go through the bidding process and also commence the construction of Oliha market. In addition to this market, we also understand the basics, the fact that over the years, we have not really looked at the commercial activities or the commercial contributions. So what we have also done is to say, how do we create trading environments, more functional trading environments? So we are also looking at building several trading and commercial centers to be able to take people from the streets so that we eliminate street trading. One thing we have decided as a government is that so long as we are in office, nobody will suffer any pain. We will make sure that we provide alternative trading points for everybody in the process of sanitizing the trading issues that are challenging and challenges that are facing us. So like I said, we have completed the legal issues, and we have also commenced the process of assessment of other facilities. We have commenced the process of assessment of the healthcare sector, and also we are looking at all our schools. In the new year, we will be fashioning out action plans to start the rehabilitation and renovations of most of this infrastructure. One of the very other major issue is the issue of sanitation and the issue of providing sanitary facilities and conveniences for people to use within the city. Our initial assessment shows that we need, so we have identified about 28 locations where we have to build sanitary facilities and toilets within the city. We have identified 28 locations, and we will be starting the process of providing these services and facilities in the coming year. Because it is very important we provide such, and some of them will come with showers, depending on the location, where people can shower, and also a place that people can conveniently take care of themselves. Yesterday, Yes, yesterday, right? Yes, yesterday. We had a Christmas carol organized by the state government, and it was celebrated at a very unique location, the Benin City Mall. And in the governor's speech, he mentioned the fact that we were going to experience, we were going to have a new shopping experience in Benin City. Yes, that is Benin City. In Oredo, we are proposing to have what we will call neighborhood experience. Neighborhood experience in line with our traditional way of having places within our communities where we can all gather and live as communities and interact and have this kind of wonderful neighborhood experiences within our communities. So we have also concluded the process of commencing and the building of what we call mini malls. We call them mini malls, and they will be within our neighborhoods. We will be starting with 3 this year, 2024. If we have the resources, we may do more, but it's going to be a very wonderful experience that you have a place within your neighborhood where you can relax, where you can interact as family or as community in the evenings, and you can have all sorts of things that will bring you together. So we'll be starting with 3 in this year, 2024. So in the new year, 2024. So I will, like I said, a lot of things are also being put together, but this, in a nutshell, is the direction we are looking at and we are going to. If you have your manuals with you, and I'm sure the pamphlet talks about so many other things we have done and what we intend to also do in the new year. So I would not want to go through those details. I just needed to just talk on a few of them. And like I said, it's more of hearing from you. What do you think should be done? What special thing do you think is happening in your area that we need to communicate with the people? So these are the things that I want us to talk about. We need to keep ourselves fully engaged. So in the new year, we are going to be having different programs, different activities that will involve all of us. And like I said, we also have a lot of skill acquisition, agro empowerment schemes that will make sure that we uplift each and every one of us from whatever level we are to a higher level during the year and the coming years. So I want to pause at this point and say welcome again to this interactive session, and hopefully moving forward in the year 2024, we will be having these sessions on a quarterly basis, while on a monthly basis, we will have our report cards that we presented to the electorate. Thank you very much.
Shall we put our hands together for the executive chairman? You have heard. I know since he assumed office, he has not slept. Occasionally, I ask, Oga, do you rest? At this junction, I have the honor and privilege, because while the chairman was giving his remark, the leader of the Legislative Assembly of Oredo Government Council walking. I have the honor and privilege to make welcome and also invite to the high table the leader of the Legislative Assembly of Oredo Government Council, Honorable Harrison Izeko. Shall we put our hands together for him, please? Please come over to the high table. At this junction, we have heard from the chairman. If If you have any question for clarification, you have contribution, you have response, you need to say in respect of the few remarks the executive chairman has given to us. Please just kindly raise up your hand while we take the mic over to you, because we are already in the interactive section. We're already in the interactive section. Please.
My name is Osaiwame Ionwa. I beg to stand on the existing protocol. Mr. Chairman, sir, you didn't mention what plans do you have for roads, earth roads. I know the local government have a scarce resources towards roads. What plan do you have for roads and the erosion problem we are having in Oredo local government? That is my question, sir.
Suggestions. What you also think chairman can do? And what suggestion? Please, can we have your hand up? It's interactive, it's not lecturing.
Okay, for roads, thank you very much for that question. Yes, Oredo, there are areas in Oredo where you have, there's a need for earth roads rehabilitation. I'm sure in the next 1 week, you will see action be taken in that regard. I think we are finalizing those issues, and we all know that this is the best time to embark on road works that has to do with earth roads. So within the next 1 week, we shall be starting in Oredo. We'll finalize it with our roads. Because what we do is that we believe in a feedback system. So we have taken all those requests, particularly from each and every one of us. So if there are areas that you think that requires a rehabilitation, you can let us know so that we can also confirm if it's part of the area that we already have. So we are working on that. We hope in the new year to also move beyond the traditional attentions to earth roads. We are working on a model where we'll start really surfacing, resurfacing of roads. And hopefully by this by the turn of the year, we shall also go beyond the issue of having earth roads to surfacing more roads within Oredo. So for the issue of erosion, I'm sure when you mention erosion, everybody will say, yes, you are talking to the erosion master and erosion management master. So we have already identified the importance of certain aspects of intervention. There are so many things involved in erosion management. And where we will really have to come in is in the area of building structures or structures that will help to mitigate against erosion. So we'll be talking of cleaning our environment, taking of greening our environment, and planting of trees. These are ways that we can use to prevent the runoff, because it is uncontrolled flow of water. Uncontrolled flow of water or rainwater. Uncontrolled flow of rainwater, which gives it a lot of intensity and strength that brings about erosion. So our strategy at the local government level will be to build structures which are within our means and affordable to reduce the force of that water and therefore reduce the erosive capabilities of water or rainwater. So, for example, where you have an ordinary bare ground, you decide to put grass on it, you won't have erosion on that soil. Or where you decide to now plant a tree, we all know that when you stand under a tree and with the intensity of rain, it will take some time before the rain will start touching you, unlike if we are directly under the rain. So these are the impacts that where we come in. We have already have a program which coincidentally, before I became chairman, it's already been implemented. It's about to be implemented at the state level, which we call the No Bare Ground program, which is you should not have any bare ground. Instead that you have a paved ground, grassed ground, and with trees planted on it. So we are going to start that from the community level, and there's going to be a social engagement where we all just need to support the initiative by planting trees and grassing everywhere within us, while we provide the other support to make sure that those things are well maintained. So with that, I think we'll be able to solve erosion issues at that point. But where we have serious issues, please always flag it to us. We throw our complaint lines. If we see that the problem is beyond us, we can always talk to the state and work with other institutions for support. That is why we are here. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. I have a question, I have clarification, I have comment.
Good afternoon, Mr. Chairman. My name is Nosakari Jemudia. I want to make a suggestion, sir. I want to make a suggestion that every office should have a laptop where we can record our information, like outgoing and incoming files, instead of recording in a booklet or notebook, sir.
Good afternoon, my chairman. I'm Comrade Bright Idere. My chairman, sir, I want to quickly commend you. Since the first time I've seen things like this, since I was employed in this local government council, I've never seen such thing. I must have to commend you for your initiative. It shows that you are a very proactive man, you are a very intelligent man. I want to commend you. First of all, I want to equally commend my governor for promising to pay us 13 months. That is what I've never heard before. I must have to commend him. And my chairman, sir, you have said what you're going to do. I want to equally say, sir, with all these things you have said, my staff, Oredo local government staff, I've never heard probably maybe where you are going to give incentives, most especially those revenue collectors who toil day and night under the rain, under the sun, to be able to generate revenue for the local government council. And of course, the entire staff of this local government council. I know without staff, you won't be able to achieve what you intend to do. I don't know where the local government staff, your incentives which you have proposed probably to do for them because of your achievement. Thank you so much. I have to say thank you.
Mr. Chairman, sir, my questions for the primary school, most of our primary schools, I know that the state government is doing their best. Most of our primary schools are dilapidated, no toilet facilities, and no security. What are your plans, sir, for the primary schools around our local government? The number two, sir, I know one man here mentioned the street light. Sir, what with the marketplaces, they also need security. I know you are doing your best in terms of security. So I suppose you should do more, sir, for security at night, especially this Utah season. There are a lot of atrocity being committed during night. So the night market, like 7 to 8, 9, our market wonders, they are always there. The street lights need to be put up around marketplaces. That is my question, sir. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much for the issue of street lights. It's well noted, and it's actually one of the things we are planning to do. We are planning to do nothing less than 10 kilometers of street lights within this year, 2024. And the street lights we are talking about are last mile lights. Because there are 3 types of roads. You have the trunk A, trunk B, and trunk C. Trunk A, B, and C. So the C is the one that takes us to all our houses. Those are our small roads that are like 100 meters, 200 meters, 300 meters. And that is where we will be focusing on. We'll focus along those roads so that within your house environment, you have some form of illumination, which we all know the impact of street lights and security. So we need to move from there, because that is where the community really starts from. The homes are there, and that is because the household is the base of the community, and the household resides within those communities. So we will be starting from there and moving towards the main roads. The same thing we talked about earlier, the issue of erosion and the issue of planting of trees and grassing our environment or paving our environment. We also need to start from some of those areas, particularly in those areas where we already have some form of surfacing of the roads. Digitalization, somebody talked about laptops, yes. It's as if we were spying into our brains, because before we walked in to this meeting, myself and the head of service were just talking about the same issue. We're trying to find out where we were on an action that we had already taken. Yes, we are going to do that. Digitalizing and using it to create information or store information is something that we aim to work to. We cannot promise you that we'll do it today. It's a process. Today, we need to first of all provide the hardware, which are the computers or the printers, for us to be able to do what we have to do. Get people to be able to use them properly. Then we'll now start talking of digitalization, of making everything paperless. As we know, the state government is already operating paperless. If it could happen in Edo State, therefore, at our level of administration, we should be able to also aim towards that. But like I said, it won't be an immediate thing, but it's a work in progress. Incentives, yes. We have also, one of the major things we have done, or we did in the last period, because I talked about revenue and all that, is that we have also commenced the process of digitalizing and computerizing our revenue management system. So with what we have already done, from the year 2024, we are going to experience a totally different revenue management system. Totally different revenue management system, where everything will be digitalized from 2024. The very last set of certificate of origin that we are using typewriters to enter information, we end on the 31st of December 2020.